Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating chapter that dives deep into the math and logic behind something we all use every single day, yet probably take for granted: time. To kick things off, let's ponder a super simple question to get our minds ticking. How do we mathematically capture the massive, mind-boggling difference between a lightning-fast blink of an eye and a long, relaxing morning yoga session? We literally use the exact same system for both, which, if you really stop to think about it, is absolutely incredible. Here is our roadmap for this explainer chapter. We'll be hitting 5 key areas: measuring elapsed time, standardizing time formats, racing seconds for precision, estimating minutes versus seconds, and calculating and converting time. Starting right at the top with Section 1, measuring elapsed time. Okay, so take Raghav here, starting his morning yoga routine. This is a perfect, everyday example of a situation where we actually need to measure elapsed time. If we want to know how long he spent on the mat, maybe to see if he's improving his stamina, we need a solid, reliable method to track it. And the chapter breaks this down perfectly into a foolproof 3-step formula. First, you note the exact start time. Second, you note the exact end time. And finally, you just calculate the mathematical difference between the two. Super straightforward, right? Now, look at how this plays out when we compare data for different people. Here, we've got 3 kids who are painting, and by using that exact same 3-step tracking method, we can easily see the differences. Ronnie took the longest time at 2 hours and 10 minutes, while Raghav blasted through his painting in just 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now, moving right along to Section 2, standardizing time formats. So, if we all know how to track time, we need to make sure we're speaking the same language globally. The big takeaway here is understanding how to map the 12-hour clock, the repeating one with AM and PM that's probably hanging on your wall right now, to the continuous 24-hour format. That 24-hour format is absolutely crucial because it's what keeps global schedules, trains, flights, and digital systems running without a hitch. You literally just keep counting up after midday. Let's look at how this math actually works with a few examples straight from the text. Notice how morning times like 0630 a.m. don't change at all. They just become 0630 hours. But check out the evening times. Something like 0845 p.m. jumps to 2045 hours. Why? Because you just add 12 hours to any time past noon. It's a really simple mathematical shift, but it completely eliminates those nasty AM versus PM mix-ups. All right, let's zoom in. Section 3, racing seconds for precision. Imagine this scenario. Akira, Sunita, and Mary are locked in a super tight 200-meter walking race at their school. If they all blast across that finish line within the exact same minute, say 1 minute and something, how on earth do we figure out who actually won? Suddenly, the minute hand just isn't cutting it anymore. And boom, that is exactly where seconds enter the chat. Seconds give us this incredible micro-precision that lets us observe tiny, almost imperceptible differences in time. Honestly, it's the definitive unit that separates the gold medal from the silver. The whole heartbeat of this precision comes down to one magic number: 60. Think about it. It takes exactly 60 rapid, ticking movements of that second hand to trigger just one single, tiny shift in the minute hand. That 60-to-1 ratio is literally the foundation of how we measure precision. So, going back to our race, thanks to those racing seconds, there's absolutely zero guesswork. We can mathematically measure those microscopic differences in speed, crown our true winner, and rightfully put our racers on the podium. Now let's test your intuition. Section 4, estimating minutes versus seconds. The chapter includes this really fun exercise, and I want you to play along with me right now. We're going to try and classify whether everyday tasks belong in the seconds bucket or the minutes bucket. It's a great way to see how well you intuitively feel the passage of time. Take a look at this list. Obviously, things like snapping your fingers or flicking a light switch, those are undeniably just seconds. But an engaging phone call, that's definitely stretching well into the minutes. Washing your hands or drinking a glass of water, well, those kind of sit right in the middle depending on how incredibly thirsty you are. But then you have fast, repetitive activities, like skipping rope. These absolutely blur the line. It challenges you to see just how many jumps you can physically squeeze into a mere 60 seconds. It's an awesome, physical way to truly feel how long 1 minute actually is. Let's bring it all home with the math. Section 5, calculating and converting time. The source material uses this brilliant double number line technique to help us visually map out the conversions. It's so elegant. To convert hours directly into minutes, you just multiply by 60. So 1 hour is 60 minutes, 2 hours is 120, 3 is 180. It just scales up perfectly every single time. And the exact same mathematical logic applies when we step down the ladder of precision from minutes into seconds. If 1 minute is 60 seconds, then 5 minutes is simply 5 times 60, giving us 300 seconds. The whole structure of time is just wonderfully, perfectly consistent. Let's try applying this to a real-world word problem from the chapter. If a group leaves for a picnic at 8:30 a.m. and returns exactly 4 hours and 10 minutes later, how do you find the return time? You definitely don't need a complex algorithm for this. You just chunk the timeline. Add the big chunk first, the 4 hours, which easily gets you to 12:30 p.m. Then you just tack on that remaining 10 minutes to smoothly arrive at 12:40 p.m. Breaking it down makes it super easy. So, I'll leave you with this final puzzle to solve on your own. If 180 minutes is 3 hours, how many racing seconds have you spent watching this explainer? Seriously, think about how many minutes have passed and remember to multiply by 60. Thanks so much for hanging out with me to unpack this chapter on the journey of precision. Until next time, keep counting those seconds.